Beneath the glitter of the TV set and the familiar sound of laughter, at the crack of dawn there is always a hush, casting long shadows that we hardly glimpse. Those shadows were too much for Mark Consuelos to handle. His wife, Kelly Ripa's tragic news was confirmed by doctors. Devastating news that sent this courageous and loyal spouse to tears. Their narrative is the one we will explore today. Everything from love to heartbreak to perseverance to the lessons learned from adversity. This is more than just a tale of suffering, so bear with me. Ultimately, it's a tale about how love can weather any storm. The Suelas and Kelly Ripa had appeared unbeatable for many years, a lovely couple from Hollywood. From their days as co-stars on All My Children to the families and careers they've built together, they've been a rock of stability in a field that's often shaken. Their growth, humor, banter, and even arguments have been witnessed by fans who find them relatable due to the honesty with which they express themselves. Life was subtly preparing them for an unseemly test, though, so they smiled it off. Illness doesn't care if you're renowned or loved. It just strikes. All it does is show up out of the blue and cause chaos. It all began with some minor adjustments. Kelly's once limitless vitality appeared to be waning. Her once brilliant presence on morning television became somewhat muted. As a result, admirers began to mutter, "Is she okay?" She originally disregarded it, weary from juggling work and family responsibilities. Early mornings are demanding and exhausting. I felt safe and rational with such explanations. More so, Mark noted. When she felt no one was watching, he noticed that she winced. He overheard her trying to suppress her sighs as he watched her spend more time in bed. A strange feeling washed over him. Love makes one's vision sharper in this very moment. What everyone else failed to notice, Mark couldn't let slip. Then, Kelly would be unable to either. Kelly consented to visit her doctor. At last. Everything would shift after that appointment. Everything in the waiting area is sterile. The air is thick with the scent of antiseptic and the anticipation of the news that will soon be delivered. Many of us are all too familiar with this kind of environment. Just by looking at the doctor, they could tell this wouldn't be a simple task. A medical ailment that required attention. Something important. Something that explained her pain. The words came slowly. Deliberately selected, yet they landed like thunder. Kelly found it terrifying. Mark found it intolerable. He loved this woman deeply. She was his partner in life and the mother of his children. Now she had to face a problem that not even his steadfast love could fix. Strong, self-assured, and protective have always been perceptions of Mark Consuelos. But power washed away in that instant, leaving behind an unfiltered emotion. His sobs were not indicative of frailty, but of the unadulterated pain of love. One of the worst things that can happen to you is to watch the person you love go through pain. According to those close to the pair, Mark's sadness was plain to see. Holding Kelly's hand closer than ever before, he whispered vows he was unsure he could keep. Instead of representing hopelessness, his tears became emblems of profound devotion. For the first time, viewers could see an often unrevealed fact. When love is at stake, even the strongest people can crumble. The pair had restless nights when they weren't in front of the camera. Around the dinner table, people had tough discussions. There were silent moments when they were about to be overwhelmed by fear. Even their grown children, who were still very close, have taken note. It was a test of the family's resolve. Always looking out for others, Mark did his best to shoulder everyone's burden. But Kelly, being the fighter that he is, reminded him that this wasn't only his problem. They owned it jointly. As the story progressed, the focus shifted from their illness to their partnership and the meaning of true support during good times and bad. Still, it was an open question. In light of this diagnosis, how might their future be affected? Viewers noted a lack of presence on screen. They could tell Kelly was tired occasionally because her motions were slower and her speech sounded tired. People started to wonder, but nobody really knew. Afterwards, her fan base was rocked like an earthquake when the news of the doctor's confirmation broke at last. Shock, sadness, and even despair gripped the populace. A sea of prayers, love letters, and hopeful sentiments flooded social media. As they grieved, followers rallied behind the artist who had brought solace to their sorrow for so long, like a second family. Unfortunately, something important emerges from this tragedy. She found stability in Mark's love for Kelly. When she was unable to move, he prepared meals for her. Even when the suffering was unbearable, he managed to make her laugh. When he was at a loss for words, he sat quietly with her. A doctor's words of encouragement can be as powerful as any medicine. Kelly was protected from harm by her husband and children, who were devoted to her for decades. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have been one of television's most admired couples. Their love story began on the set of All My Children and blossomed into a real-life romance that has captured hearts around the world. They built a beautiful family together, raised 3 children, and shared countless moments of joy both on screen and off. But behind the picture-perfect smiles, the couple faced a storm that tested their strength like never before. When doctors confirmed heartbreaking news about Kelly's health, Mark Consuelos was left in tears, struggling to process the pain of seeing the love of his life suffer. The shock of the diagnosis. Kelly Ripa, admired for her boundless energy and magnetic charm, had been pushing through her busy schedule as usual when subtle health concerns began to surface. What seemed at first like exhaustion or minor symptoms soon grew concerning enough for her to seek medical advice. After a series of medical tests, doctors delivered devastating news. The reality of her diagnosis shook both Kelly and Mark to their core. The doctors stressed the seriousness of her condition, explaining that treatment and vigilance would be crucial. The words hung in the air like a heavy weight, and the couple's world suddenly shifted. Mark Consuelos' emotional reaction. Mark Consuelos, known for his composed and confident demeanor, could not hold back his emotions when faced with the reality of Kelly's pain. Those who know him say that Mark has always been her protector, her biggest supporter, and her anchor through every stage of life. Yet in this moment, his strength cracked. Tears streamed down his face as he held Kelly's hand, whispering words of comfort while trying to mask his own fear. He admitted later that the thought of losing her, even hypothetically, was unbearable. For Mark, the woman who brought so much laughter, light, and love into his life was suddenly vulnerable, and that vulnerability tore at his heart. The doctor's sobering truth. While Mark's tears captured headlines, the doctor's message carried a sobering reminder. They emphasized that early intervention had given Kelly the best possible chance to fight back. If she had ignored the symptoms or delayed seeking care, the situation could have been far worse. The shocking truth doctors wanted everyone to know is this: even those who appear outwardly healthy and full of energy are not immune to serious illness. Health concerns must never be overlooked, and regular checkups truly save lives. Kelly's remarkable courage. In the days following the diagnosis, Kelly Ripa displayed the kind of bravery that has inspired millions. Instead of withdrawing, she leaned into her role as both a public figure and an advocate. She spoke openly about the importance of listening to your body, about the fear that comes with hearing the word cancer or serious illness, and about the emotional roller coaster that comes with fighting for your health. Kelly acknowledged her moments of doubt and fear, but balanced them with hope. Her determination to stay strong for her family became a source of strength, not only for her, but also for Mark and their children. A family's bond. Through it all, the Ripa Consuelos family grew even closer. Their children offered endless support, keeping their mother's spirits high and reminding both parents of the love and joy that held them together. Mark, though deeply emotional, transformed his tears into resolve. He vowed to be by Kelly's side every step of the way, attending appointments, celebrating small victories, and reminding her daily that she was never alone in this fight. The couple's journey served as a testament to the unbreakable bond of family, proof that in times of hardship, love becomes the strongest medicine. Public response and support. When news of Kelly's struggle surfaced, fans across the world rallied around the couple. Social media was flooded with messages of encouragement, prayers, and personal stories from others who had faced similar challenges. Mark and Kelly both expressed deep gratitude, saying that the love and positive energy from fans gave them strength to keep moving forward. Turning pain into purpose. Despite the sadness surrounding her diagnosis, Kelly used her platform to raise awareness. She encouraged viewers to take their health seriously, to never dismiss small warning signs, and to prioritize self care no matter how busy life gets. Her courage transformed her personal pain into a public mission to inspire and protect others from facing similar hardships unprepared. Conclusion. The story of Kelly Ripa's health battle and Mark Consuelo's emotional breakdown is more than just a headline. It's a deeply human reminder of love, vulnerability, and resilience. Mark's tears were not a sign of weakness, but of profound devotion, showing the world how deeply he cherishes his wife. Doctors may have confirmed sad news, but what emerged from the struggle was a powerful message. Health is precious, love is healing, and family bonds can withstand even the darkest storms. Kelly and Mark's journey continues to inspire millions.